It is 11:52 and we have arrived in the Isle of Arran. Liam had to get a few pieces from the shops and we've had lunch and we are now ready to go. We'll be following the Arran Coastal Way pretty much, which is a 65-mile trek around the coast of Arran, but we have also chosen some high route deviations. Loadout wise, there's a few changes. So as you can see, I'm using my DIY IKEA backpack. My base weight is 6.3, 6.4 kilograms-ish. The main change since the Lake District trip back in summer of 2018 is that I've switched to a heavier quilt, and I switched away from a down quilt, the AliExpress Aegis Max down quilt, to a Apex quilt made by Gram Expert, and I've chosen Apex 233 because my Aegis Max is comfortable enough down to -2 or -3, so I fancied something a little bit warmer. We're also currently carrying around 4 days of food, so add another 2.5-ish kilograms to the base weight, taking our total weights to just under 9 kilograms. I've also switched to some trail runners instead of my old boots, and I feel my kit is light enough that I can use trail runners. And also after all the rage, just wanted to try them out for myself just to see if they do perform any better in Scotland. Alright, we're about 4 miles in and we are definitely in Glen Rosa now. Been walking around this bit trying to find a campsite that's flat and dry for the past 30-40 minutes. No success yet, so I think we're gonna cross back over to see if there's any flat and dry bits on the other side. Right, it's just past 3 o'clock and we managed to find a nice little bit of dry and flat patch just the other side of where we were. We've all pitched up, that's me, and tomorrow we will be going over the saddle right there.
So we've just eaten and I have noticed some of the threading has come undone on my IKEA backpack. So this is on the hip pouch and some of the webbing is coming undone here on the straps, and then some of it is also, the thread is coming loose here. But all the other seams are completely fine, especially the more important ones up here that I box stitched. So I'm still pretty confident with my backpack, just a few fixes to make.
Good morning, it's 7:30 and we've slept for, well, I've slept for about 13 hours. I'm just knackered from the lack of sleep in the previous 2 nights. It's quite cold last night. I was in my Apex 233 quilt, but still felt a little bit cold in here. Probably because it was quite windy last night. Definitely felt the tent shake a bit.
We've got about 2.5 kilometers, so that's over 1.5 miles until we hit the saddle, and then we will be descending down the other side, down through Glen Sannox towards the town or the village of Sannox on the other side. Not carrying a lot of water right now because we will be either by Glen Rosa or Glen Sannox for the rest of the day. Just climbing up to the saddle now, and here is Glen Rosa behind us. We're about 600 meters up right now, which means there's only another 200-ish meters to go until North Goatfell, and then another 70 on from North Goatfell until we get to Goatfell. Feeling quite tired, not really used to the climbing, but we're taking it quite slowly. We're about 100 meters, 150 meters away from North Goatfell summit, but decided to turn back because the visibility is pretty poor. Just coming back down and heading towards the saddle now. It's 11:40 and we made it back to the saddle where we were a couple of hours ago. Tried to go to North Goatfell, but visibility and the conditions got to a stage that we were uncomfortable with, so we decided to head back here. I'm going to take a little bit of a break here, probably have lunch before heading down and continuing down Glen Sannox.
Descending down towards Glen Sannox. We'll be following the little road in the distance all the way across the water, and then walking on the north side until Sannox, which is over in the distance on the horizon.
Well, we've made it down to Sannox, through Glen Sannox, and behind me is the sea, and we will be following the path on the coast for the next day or so. 3:30, and we have stopped here because we have decided to cook here, and we're gonna have a really early dinner, and this is because we're by the river, and having looked at the map, there's a few bits of flat pieces where we could potentially camp, but we can't guarantee that there's water. So we're gonna cook now, drink a lot of water, and carry some water to camp. Alright, so we just decided to take a walk up this hill. We were down by the coast before, and we had a look at the map, and it looked like by the contour lines there's a bit of a flat bit up here. So we decided to take a chance and walk up this hill off the path, and stumbled up on this remains of an old house, and it's pretty flat up here. So I think we are going to be camping up here tonight, unless we can't stake our tents in. Today's goal is to head back down to the coast and follow the Arran Coastal Way all the way around the Coire Fhionn Lochan to Loch Renza, where we will hopefully stop for a hot cup of soup or something, and then we will be heading up to Coire Fhionn Lochan, probably butchered the pronunciation that one, to camp through the glen. We're going to avoid walking on the road, so we're going to take the back way to the loch. The sun is just coming out for the first time on this trip. We're just walking into Loch Renza now. It's behind us, and yeah, looking forward to some lunch. We just got to the Stag Pavilion in Loch Renza, and unfortunately it only does dinners. Apparently the Isle of Arran distillery does food. We've just left the Isle of Arran distillery, where we had a nice lunch. had a venison burger, as well as a pint of Arran Blonde lager, which I still feel a little bit lightheaded from. We were originally gonna go around the Arran Coastal Path and then taking the way around the glen to the campsite tonight, but having looked at the maps over lunch, we've decided to take the back way because the weather is absolutely glorious right now. It's sunny, it's not too hot, we have a little bit of wind, and yeah, we decided to take our route around, don't know how to say it, Ben Biorach, but basically we're going to be heading around this peak. Also found a tick on my arm at my lunchtime and just came across this sign. Yep, managed to pick it out, so hopefully we don't get Lyme's disease.
The terrain all around us and for the last mile or so has been quite boggy, but nevertheless we're making good and steady progress.
It's 5:20 and we have walked 20 kilometers today, which is about 13 miles. It's not that much more left. It's about a couple of miles. All we need to do is head down further, cross back over and climb another 400 meters up to the loch to camp. There's just one final bit left of the day, and that's to climb up 400 meters around there and set up camp by the loch on the other side. It's 6:33 and we are nearly at the loch. Pretty tired, pretty hungry, pretty cold because of this wind that's been blowing against us for the past 40 minutes or so. Actually quite looking forward to setting up camp tonight and getting to the tent with something hot to eat. And that's the loch behind us.
Look at the gorgeous light rays that are coming through the sky. This is amazing.
It's just gone past 7 o'clock and we have pitched up right next to the lake. Got a good view of the sunset, but I am so tired. Just gonna cook up some food real quick and then probably retreat back to the tent. It's been quite a long day and it's the first day of this trip where I can say I'm glad to be going to bed.
It's now 8:30 and we have eaten and set up camp. I'm tucked away in my coat here and it's getting pretty windy. This is now the wind that's picking up. Flies are flapping a bit, but otherwise we're okay. Probably not going to get much sleep tonight if it carries on, just because of the noise